Okay, we've had a good amount of games this past week or so, and there's been a lot to depict from these games. Even though it's been only a week and it's only been 4 games for a few teams, there's still a lot to say. So starting off, James Harden. James Harden is having a really, really rough time trying to adapt to these new rules, these new foul rules, because they're not giving him any calls that he would have gotten last year. I don't think he's scored 21 points in a game yet, which is telling. Because if you were to look at his stats from any other year, he'd be tops in scoring. I think he started off last year, even when he didn't want to be in Houston, with a 40-point game. So that tells you a lot. In his first 3 games as a Rocket last year before he got traded, he scored 44, 34, and 33 respectively. Got 16 free throws the first game, 9, then 11. And if you take that and look at the games that he's getting now, in the first 5 games of the season, he scored 20, 20, 15, 14, and 14. And he's gotten 4 foul calls on the first game, 4 again, then he only got 1 for the Charlotte game. He got 3 and then 3. That is a big difference. That is a complete difference from last year. Any of those foul calls that he was getting from swinging his arms into people, hooking other people's arms, he's not getting those calls anymore. And he hasn't adapted yet. People like Trae Young and Steph Curry and Luka Doncic, who are people who are known for doing that, are already adapting. Steph is averaging 30 right now. I believe Trae Young is coming off a 30-point game, and Luka almost had a triple-double. So I'm not sure what's going on with James Harden right now, but I mean, he's a superstar nonetheless. He needs to get his conditioning up, because that's a big thing right now, because I think he usually plays himself in 2-game shape. So we'll come back in about a week and see if he's made any adjustments or so. But right now, it's not really looking good for him. I also wanted to show some love to the Cleveland Cavaliers. They're 3-2 right now, which is surprising to me, because honestly, a lot of those games they shouldn't have won at all. They just held the Clippers to 79 points. I can't remember the last time I seen the team get held to under 80 points. And a lot of that has to do with Evan Mobley, honestly. Evan Mobley's, if you look at his defensive rating on and off the floor, is night and day. Their starting lineup has an 87.3 defensive rating, and their team as a whole is top 10 in defense this year. I don't think anybody even expected him to be top 20. So Evan Mobley is a big key to that, because he can guard a lot of people. Like, if you look at the past 3 teams they've played Atlanta, Denver, and the Clippers. All of those are playoff teams. And they held all of them to under 100 points scored. That's extremely surprising for them, especially coming off the 2 games that they lost, where they gave up over 120 to each team. So that's a big turnaround for them, and it's shocking to see that. And the Lakers are showing me a lot of games that are making me worried. Even though I understand it is the first week of the NBA season, it doesn't look good. It honestly doesn't look good. But I know a lot of these people have to play themselves into game shape too. But lose to the OKC Thunder, who are winless, is not a good look. Even though LeBron did not play, you still have Russ and Anthony Davis going against Shea. You should come out with that game, and you were up 26 points. There's no way you should lose that game to the OKC Thunder at all. Other things to do with them, their starting lineup defensive rating is not good at all. Them as a whole, I believe they are last in the league in opponent points scored. That's not a recipe for winning. Last time a LeBron James team was bottom 10 in defensive rating, they still went to the finals, but they got dragged by the Warriors, who are known as a historically great offensive team. So if you have the worst defense in the league and you're trying to make a playoff push, a championship push, that's not going to work. The starting lineup gives up 107 points by itself, and they don't score well anyway. The team is night and day. It's literally night and day different when you have Anthony Davis at the center compared to DeAndre Jordan. I'm not sure why they won't do it. Anthony Davis said that he was going to be playing center a lot more this year. He was going to be starting at center, and he hasn't started a game at center yet, if I'm not mistaken. DeAndre Jordan is not the player that he used to be for the Clippers. He's not good in pick and roll. He's not really good at protecting the rim. And he's really out there just cutting off lanes for Russ to drive, for LeBron to drive, even for Anthony Davis. That's why people are taking more threes. LeBron is taking more threes than he ever has in his entire career. Why would he go to the paint and drive when you know you're going to have 4 eyes looking at you at all time? So I think they really have to get into Anthony Davis's head. Tell him if they want to win a championship, he has to start at center. There's no way he can excuse his way out of playing center this year. I understand there's a lot of games where you don't want to bang with people like Rudy Gobert or Steven Adams or people like that, but you have to play it. You have to. If not, you won't find that chemistry that you need when that lineup comes out. And you can see it on the floor as well. When Anthony Davis is at center, you can see Russ gets more confidence. LeBron gets more confidence. They drive to the rim a lot more. Anthony Davis is a great roll threat. He's a great pop threat. And the team just plays more efficiently throughout on the offense and defensive side. So if they have to lock Anthony Davis in a room and do whatever they need to do to get him to understand that he needs to play center for them to win a championship, they need to get that out of him. But the last and most important person that I want to talk about is Damian Lillard. I don't think I've heard anything about Damian Lillard and his struggles this year at all. Dame right now is averaging 18 and 8 on 33-17 splits. He's still shooting great from the free throw line, but that's about it. You know Dame is not going to give you any type of great defense. He'll be a decent defender. He'll be an okay defender. He'll be passable. But if he's not scoring on the offensive end, then there's really not much he can do. And even with Dame playing this bad, the team is still 2-2, which is shocking. Because I don't think I've ever seen Dame go through a slump like this ever. Like, as much as I just ragged on James Harden and his struggles, majority of his struggles come from him trying to adapt to these new foul calls and him not playing into game shape right now. He's not in game shape right now. We know that. There's a big difference from how he looked last year to how he looks now. It's night and day. James is still averaging 17, 7, and 8. He's still giving you a steal and a block. You're not getting that from Lillard. Lillard is not going to be a rebounder. James is not known as a defender, but we all know he's a capable defender. The biggest difference is I believe James has double the turnover that Damian Lillard has. He's still shooting 33% from the three-point line. Dame is not even giving you that right now. And that's through 4 games and knowing that. And that's through 5 and 4 games respectively. During these games, there is not a lot of wiggle room for either team, especially in the West, where there are teams right now that are overperforming, like the Grizzlies and the King. You can't get behind. You have to get your seeding now so you will not be fighting from behind at the end of the year. So I'm hoping Dame gets it together sooner or later. I'm pretty sure he will, but man, it's not looking good, especially knowing that he was just in trade talks not too long ago, or thinking about leaving the team if the team didn't perform well. But now it's on him. It's showing right now that it's on him, because I'm pretty sure CJ is killing it. So their wins and their losses are coming off the strength of him not playing well, not performing well. And that's it, man. Just a little short video to show some love, show how I feel about a couple certain teams. If you like the video, subscribe if you want. Appreciate you for listening, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.